What is good? We back. Because
Yes.
Quinten not here. So I gotta,
I seem like that's like the reoccurring thing.
Yeah.
For like the past 2 weeks, Quinn's not here.
Every time we try to record, it's some stressful shit.
Yeah, it always is.
So what's good? We back. How y'all doing? We doing good. I mean, they're not gonna respond. They're not gonna respond.
I'm doing good. Oh, he answered me.
Yeah, so I can hear you. So, but yeah, so Quinn not here today. He had some problems with his car. We were supposed to record, but I guess it just didn't work out. So the time, and then he said he was gonna be here at a certain time. Didn't work out. I feel like this happens every week. Like Mark was saying, it's always like some time thing.
Some type of thing.
And then we waiting on our other friend. And he was like, "Oh, I'm on my way." And it was like 40 minutes later. He was like, "Oh, we just left." And I'm like, "Nope." So yeah. So now it's just gonna be me and Mark because we do good at this stuff. We kind of just we on go and we love y'all. So we here.
So what should we talk about? We should talk about like our day in general, or should we like?
I know what we're gonna talk about, but I don't know if you want to talk about your little trip that you were just talking about, or you.
Oh no, I mean if it goes into it, I mean I'll tell you about it, but
No, not right now.
no, I mean I don't care. Like I'll let you go off and start talking.
Yeah, but what I'm gonna talk about is probably not gonna lead into it. So I'm saying.
Oh, okay. All right. So I today went on a trip with my I take an advanced placement class and
Ooh,
yeah,
smart boy.
cool. But anyway, yeah, we took a trip to it's in biology, and we took a trip to this science facility, GSK. This thing was out
Gisk.
like GISK, and it was like around the like King of Prussia or whatever, and we had to get to the school like before 7. Like we really had to get to the school like really early and whatnot, and I was just like, why do you have to get so early? Because then again, they just tell you that just so you can like get there, but really as soon as you get there you wait like 30 minutes and you still don't leave, and I'm like, all right,
And then buses be late or like.
yeah. So but anyway, we get there. It's like cold. It's like, first of all, it's hot on the bus. I don't know why it feels so hot.
Meanwhile, it's cold.
It's cold outside. I'm like, why is it so brisk out here? Breezy. Wendy Williams. Like, what is
with a
up
brick.
with this? But yeah, it was pretty nice. Overall, they had a bunch of other schools. Well, not really. They had probably 2 other different schools, but there was just one school there, and where's little two girls, I ain't gonna lie. Almost staring me down, I swear, and I was just like, I don't know what to do about this. So, but anyway, we ain't talking about that. We talking about what the trip was. So it's basically just teaching us. They do stuff basically on. I'm trying to figure out the word for it. That's where they go and test stuff out for like medicine and stuff like that, and they try out stuff like they make different type of medicines and needs to test it out there and stuff before they bring it out to other
side effects.
labs.
Them commercials be like Trizeltrixer.
Yeah.
Side effects are booty hole ache, and they just be going for like 13 minutes.
So that's what they do there, and the thing that was really cool was that they figure out what they have to make, and then they test it out on animals and stuff. Then they basically go into the human. It is kind of messed up, but at the same time, what they do is really great because they help people out. But at the same time, it's not like even they treat the animals bad either. Like when they were going over it, it's like they would treat the animals there as if it was daycare for pets. Like they treat them so
where they make you sick and then try and cure you and possibly fail.
so I mean, it was really good. The best part there, I got to see dogs and I got to pet 8 of them. It was just a bunch of beagles, and they were just all. It was just a row. You go down, and all on the side, it's just 4 dogs on one side, 4 dogs on the other. Just all in the gates, just all extra excited. I'm just oh my god. I was extra hyped. Then they showed us monkeys.
That's my shit. Monkeys my shit.
They also do tests with monkeys too. we couldn't go in and actually pet them and stuff like that, but we got to see through the window or whatever. What was really funny though was the lady that was our tour guide was saying, you know, this is also like an actual like real like when you go into the jungle and stuff, like if any other animal was to go against a monkey, where you're not supposed to smile because when monkeys see teeth, they see that as aggression, as if you want to fight. So she told her, she was like, don't try to smile when you see them, because if not, they're going to think that you're trying to, you know, square up with them. So the whole time I was at the window, I was just looking at the monkey, and they looked at me kind of wrong. So I was like, yo, what you trying to do, yo? And the one monkey just kept going back and forth, like, looking at me like he was trying to see something wrong. I'm like, what you looking at, boy? I'm right here. Come on. Yeah, you in that cage. All right, yeah. Let me get up. Let me get through this door real quick. It'll be a wrap. But yeah, you know, I almost squared up with a monkey today, but you know, nothing really to it. Then they had like rodents and gerbils and stuff. They also do that stuff on. And then one lady showed us like, I think like rat's like heartbeat or whatever, because she had to figure out some type of like blood sample or something, or what something that's inside the mouse or whatever. Yeah, so it got like, she basically did what's that thing called? They have the gel and they see
the drawing they do with the babies.
Yeah.
It's just not in my head right now.
I forget what it is.
Ultrasound.
yeah, there you go. The ultrasound. They just did an ultrasound on like the little rat and
on the knees.
And you saw the heart and stuff like that. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Overall, it was pretty, pretty chill. Yo, there was one part though where I was rocked. Like this lady was talking about basically taking, I guess molecules and stuff like that, and having to put them in a protein and stuff like that. Yo, this lady I saw was talking for hours, and I started dipping. I'm like, so when I started dipping, I'm like, all right. I woke up for a quick second, and I was just like, am I the only one that's dipping like this? I looked to my left. My man was rocked in the chair just all the way back like this. I'm like, all right, as long as I'm not the one that's like getting rocked, I'm perfectly fine. Even my teacher too, she was like, yo, I was about to fall asleep because I couldn't do that anymore. I'm like, I don't know what she was even really talking about, but she was just going on and on. But for the most part, it was really fun. I mean, getting to see all that stuff. The best part too was, the dogs for me. And they were even saying, they were like, oh, people also come here too to even adopt a dog. I'm like, yo, I'm about to go right over here. Give me like 5 of them.
You and 7 beagles just
walking out. Using my dogs. They also got tested. Really do a bunch of stuff, but yeah, these are my dogs.
They seen some shit, but again, this is the second episode in a row where I didn't plug in the laptop.
These are my dogs. My homies. Yeah, that was my day, Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Now what I want to talk about, Vine.
Oh,
Vine is done. Yo, what the fuck? That joint's like grind on me. And there's like 21. All that shit is gone. What happened?
Yo, when did that even happen? That happened like 2 days ago?
I think it was either yesterday or the day before.
Because yesterday is when I literally saw it. Because I was like, I'm about to go to sleep or whatever. I'm on my phone. I look and I'm like, let me check on Vine real quick. Let me see what's up. Now out of nowhere, I saw the joke where, what's the thing? Deshaun, whatever, does the rap battle or whatever. Where he was just like super hot fire. There you go.
Yeah.
He was like, had the Twitter logo, and it was like, it was a Twitter and the Vine. It was like, I'm not your friend, so stop looking at me. And I was just like, what's going on?
And then they started like the hashtag like Vine Hall of Fame and all that shit.
Yeah, and I was like, just scrolling down. They were like, oh, it's been nice, guys. And I'm like, the world ending or something? Like, what's happening? So I'm just like, oh, all right. So I guess Twitter's just there doing it, just gonna do it. All right. I was thinking too. I'm like, yo, a lot of people that I'm like crack up about, like, get most of my stuff from or we laugh about came from like Vine.
Like we changed our whole way how we speak because of one Vine. We say my guy. We never said my guy. We're not from New York. We don't wear Timbs that much. I wear them sometimes.
You don't wear Timbs that much. I don't even have a pair. I need to give me a pair. But yo, that's ridiculous.
Damn, they all gonna go to Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, and it was like, oh, follow me there and there. I'm just like, damn, that's a lot though. Like, it was just cool to just go in here and see what you can make out of like 6 seconds. But now I mean,
it was like yeah.
But I mean, still like even
then it turned to like 2 minutes or like however long you want.
Yeah, but I mean, still even that it was like they still made some funny stuff. So
yeah, even though it was like that. Like in the beginning, it was like when Vine picked up, like, cause I remember it was like in 8th grade, and then Quinten was like, "Yo, download Vine." I'm like, "What this shitty ass Vine shit?"
I remember when that first came
that.
out, and at the time, I remember how everybody always would find that one app, and then like I'll be like, "Oh no, that ain't." It's not going. And then like about a couple of weeks later, it gets hyped. So I was like, I saw somebody get it before that I knew, and I'm just like, you know what? Let me do the same thing because I know everyone's gonna be hyped on this in like a couple like weeks. So I got that joint and I'm just like on it, but then no one else has it. So I'm like, is it really not? Am I gonna be the dickhead that be like, oh, so I guess I really was right.
The one joint that I did stick with was Snapchat. Snapchat. I was on Snapchat when the logo was the ghost with a tongue out, and it had a face and everything. Like that was old, and it was like the image was extra blurry because they weren't professional at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I stuck with Snapchat. I didn't F with Vine thing. I thought it was gonna be quick. I was like 6 seconds. Like what's gonna turn out of that? And the people got creative as shit with it.
And it was just really funny because like at that time, you know, it first came out and no one really knew exactly what to do. So people made their own like stuff too. Like I would try to make my own stuff too. It would have come out as popping as other people's stuff, but I'll be like, it's interesting.
In the beginning, all people would do is just like, oh, like a bottle was there, and then like it cuts off, and then it's not there, and then it's there again.
I saw that yesterday. I forget what his name was, but he was like, "Yo, remember when Vines used to be like this?" And he had like a towel on the floor, and he just kept on pressing play and pause, and it kept moving away. He's like, "Oh my god, it's gone!" I was like, "Yo, this thing is hilarious."
That's how it started off, and then it turned to like Smack Cam and the milk jug thing where they throw it up in the air and just book it. And 21 and Fufu Lame, I ain't with it. I stress some shots that you'll fit it. Vine was lit.
A lot of things came.
A lot of trends came out of it, and then everybody like those like 14-year-old white boys who like blew up. They got so much money that they moved to California because of it, but now they're probably gonna be broke.
Yeah, like that thing.
All these little white girls are like on them.
They act like there was like Big Time Rush and what was it, One Direction, and like they were basically boy bands, and I'm like,
and then they had like.
They really have nothing. Really, this is all they have to their name right now. I hope you know that.
And they got like 20-year-old niggas like with no shirts, humping chairs, doing grand dummy challenges.
And then they get interviewed by Ellen the next day.
Yeah,
and it's like, what? Damn, Daniel.
Freaking King Batch has like 10 million followers on Instagram.
Exactly.
He's verified. He like chills with Justin Bieber and shit. Like,
yeah, this man comes out in movies and stuff and like
TV
shows.
You know, he like graduated from like Juilliard and like all this shit. Like he's like he has a degree in like theater and like he's legit. But like he just like I guess he chose that to like blow up off of. But he low key like he does his shit. Like he's official.
I can see it. I can see it. It's not like because that doesn't just come from anywhere. Because you can tell the difference from other Viners, like how they just.
But then there's that period where like I mean I feel like it's with every platform. Like even like with YouTube now. Or like, and now it's just basically like, oh, like let's do like all do the same shit, or like all like just tag each other to blow up and make money, or like just do the same shit over and over, or like just put a titty in the Vine and then people watch it. Like that's basically all what King Batch turned into was like, oh, he did a backflip, and then like he would like grab a girl with a fat ass butt and just walk off, and they would focus on the girl's butt, and then it was like bam, like 10 million loops.
I ain't gonna lie, I watched that a lot.
Like we all know who Jessica Vanessa is, and that was your shit, Mark. Like during the time,
okay,
like,
yeah.
And then she stopped doing all that twerking shit because she got a boyfriend, and now she actually tries to be funny, and Vine's dead.
I'm sorry, she can't. I'm sorry. That's what made her, and she cannot say that it didn't. That's definitely
straight up twerk videos.
That's literally what made her. Because as soon as she stopped it and tried to be funny, I looked at those Vines and I didn't even crack any type of smirk. I was just like, where's the booty at?
Like, that's what happens when you consistently do one thing. People expect only one thing from you.
I was just like, this isn't funny. Like, I give you a chance. Trust me, I'll give you a chance if you're funny. But if you really try hard and you really like, it's not. And I'm not trying to be any type of sexist or anything like that. But then she'll try to do a bunch of like Vines that are related to girls, and I just look at it. I'm like, I can't really relate, so I can't really laugh or do any type of thing with this Vine. So I'm like. Scroll.
And then one thing, like if I would have like if I would have known, or like if I would have just took a chance and like actually try to do that shit, and I did blow up, like anybody who was Hispanic just did the same type of like relatable shit for Hispanic people, It's like, oh, like crazy Hispanic mom tries to beat your ass because you didn't clean your room. Like, it's the same bullshit. Like, it's like, all right, we get it. Like, try not to stick everything to race. Like same thing happened with the bull who did like smack him and shit. Like, what was it, Jerry Perp drink? Everything was like, oh, watermelons and Jordans. Oh shit, I'm black. Like I hate that. Like that just puts people back. Like, I don't know. It was stupid. It was fun while it lasted. Had a good strong like 2 years, and then, I mean, not gonna lie, like even though it died, there was like those few people who were like still just did it for the fuck of it, and they were still funny. Like the bull Chris Rumson, Meech on Mars.
Yeah, there weren't even a lot of people that did like crazy things like, you know, King Bash did. They were just like, oh, let me get some type of idea. They would just do it in their home too. Like it wouldn't even be like production wise.
For real,
like they would do it like with them. Like they had like ways to like take the footage, save it, put all these edits, make sure the like camera they used it on is like some extra like
they'll use like props or like they'll have a Lamborghini for the Vine.
Yeah, like all this
call up all these models and
stuff.
shit.
Like it's like, what the heck is
it's not naturally funny. It's like you guys are trying to make it look really well produced, but that's not necessarily the funniest thing.
Yeah,
like
and it's just like
there are kids in their bedroom who like they would like see something happen on the news or something that's like trending right now on Twitter, and they'll just make something funny off of it, and that's like and
it's like it's just 6 seconds. Like,
and like they're literally like, instead of doing all these different people and shit, they'll literally do the whole thing by themselves. They're just like, oh, like it's me with a hat, it's me without a hat. That's 2 characters, and then it'll be the funniest Vine ever.
Yeah, like people just do that stuff in their house, and I would crack up. Like I really would take some Vines that I see, and I would die. I would just crack up, even if it's like not even people. They'll just put like stuff like say like SpongeBob, and they'll just do a voiceover, and I'll just crack up because it's just something that funny, like
or like the Harry Potter John. It's like, I said, we'll do this how we started this together, and it was like, what are you fucking gay?
Like I'll just start cracking up, like I don't know why, but like I don't know. I feel like things that are just trying to be too creative, like the whole point of Vine was to be creative with what you can do with 6 seconds, not to see how much you can like make this thing look well produced or like
and try and make a profit off it. Just be like, oh,
stuff.
Go on Badu.
Yo,
niggas was pushing for Badu so hard. Like that shit was amazing.
And I used to remember how some Viners too that got kind of really big. They were like, oh, download this game. This game popping.
Or some would make their own game. Or like what's the one? Some John she got hyped. She got this one girl. She got hyped up off of like the one like, can you do a split on that dick? And she made a game. It was like, oh, like can you split on the ball? And it was just like Brick Breaker with like her face on it, and that was the whole game. Like people try to like make money off of it as well as they could. Or everybody was trying to like, oh, like I do comedy, I sing now too. So come to my show or listen to my album.
The link is in my bio. Yeah, check that out.
Like that shit, and then a lot of them be ass.
Kind of good though.
And then there are some people who are like actually talented. It's just that
like I think if you were like someone who actually did like music and you stuck to that like specifically, I mean,
because that's what I'm saying. Like show everything that you're good at. If you show consistently, if you're doing one thing, people are gonna know you for that one thing and expect. And as soon as you do something different, it's like, oh, why aren't you doing this shit anymore? Yeah. And people start fucking with you.
I mean, it was kind of crazy though because before this whole thing with Twitter shutting down Vine, it was like the people that we usually watch, we kind of noticed that like lately they haven't been on it, and I'm just like wondering like what's going on, guys.
Come on. But that's just the Vine's been dead.
It makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. Like, and it's almost as if like, not want to say it's a job, but like it's like you kind of realize like, you can't really think of stuff off the top most of the time. And again, you have those people like King Batch who have all those people who like think 24/7 and try to make something crazy out of it. Then you have them that are funny, but they don't really have the resources like they do. So they just try to like think off the stuff off of their own, and they just make stuff because. I mean,
and then there was like those very few people who were like actually talented with animations and shit, and like they'll post like dope ass like cinematics or like songs, and it was dope. But Twitter shut it down.
That's just crazy.
And then like I was talking about it in school today, and they were like, oh, like my friend was like, oh, it's dead. So they like got rid of it. I was like, that. I was like, even though it was dead, people were still on it a decent amount, and I'm pretty sure they were making bread off of it. Yeah. Like. MySpace has been dead for like 15 years, and they should have been sold out. Like Tom should have sold that shit. Like as soon as everybody went to Facebook, but he didn't. He tried to keep that shit going, and then realized it's not gonna happen. So I don't know. Vine was famous for like what, 4 years, 5 years?
Yeah.
Like Vine was known for like 5 years.
It was like before we got out of like
high school.
Like,
Grade school.
Yeah, it was like kind of like I want to say 7th going 8th or 8th going into like high school, something.
Like that little gap, like it was a 5 year gap of just it being being known, it was famous for like 2 or 3 years. Yeah. And then it just got people getting paid off of it and just throwing ads in people's faces. So it was like, all right, this is stupid.
And then there's all those fake accounts. Yo, Jaws is crazy.
The comment section, and then the same thing with YouTube right now. Like I'm just trying to say, like the comment section is just like, oh, like I want to be a singer. Check out my page. Or you find this funny? Check out my page. Like, or like yo, like I got like 500 followers on Vine. Never posted a damn Vine in my life. It's just all these fake accounts.
Same. It's like 600, and I only follow like what 30 something.
that they all have like millions of followers, so they will never follow back.
Just excuse me, please.
It's stupid. But yeah, R.I.P. Vine. I can't believe they're just like getting rid of the whole thing though.
I mean, look, it's actually kind of like, in a way, like I'm like kind of like, you know, well, there you go. Like they actually realize that like, hey, look, we can't really do that much anymore with it. Like how you're saying with MySpace, like, you know what? It was a good run, you know.
True, they knew when to retire.
Exactly.
They weren't like
they knew when to retire. They didn't just try to keep it on like the little thinnest
hold on
wire.
to like every single dollar.
I'm like, you know what? We could still find something. Like no.
Like
you know?
they were like it was like a
code. Good.
It's like everybody they knew when to walk out.
2016, it was good, but just gotta let it go.
It's like when athletes are like 42 and they're like, I still feel like I got it in me, dog. It's like Kobe. It's like Peyton Manning knew what to do. He won a chip and he was like, all right, I'm out.
Exactly, my man's
Big Papi, okay. he balled out last year. He was like, oh, everybody's like, oh, you think you could still play? I'm like, yeah, I think I could still play, but I'm gonna go out while I can, and people will think of me well.
Yeah, I mean,
freaking A-Rod got kicked out of the Yankees, the team he was on for forever, and like they hate him, and he did everything for them, even though he got caught with roids. But excuse me, but yeah, it's crazy. That's true. I give them credit for knowing when to quit, but at the same time, they really didn't because it was just like owned by Twitter, so they just like kind of shut it down. And all they're gonna do probably is just like push every Viner to go to Twitter and just post the videos there.
I mean, I guess, but I mean they're shutting it down, so you won't be able to use it and stuff like that. So I mean, it won't be like 6 seconds. People just make their own type of videos.
It'd just be videos, but yeah, because Twitter's trying to like freaking just make like go big on video too. Like they bought NFL games. Like you could watch NFL games on Twitter. Like they trying to push that shit hard. So I guess I don't know, and especially like I guess they had their own separate buildings. You know what I'm saying? Like a Twitter building, a Vine building. Yeah. It's kind of pointless to like it's like all right.
I wonder how the people in Vine gonna feel. That's crazy because like even when like things like social media like those are still people that have like those jobs. Like they gotta make sure they look at that stuff and be like, okay, all sit at the table. Okay, what do we want to do next, guys?
But that's
now they're just gonna
a lot of them were stupid with it though, because like they actually thought that it was gonna last forever. Yeah. Like how long are you gonna stay? Like think about it. This went from like AOL to like MySpace to Facebook to Instagram to Twitter to like this. Just every couple years it cycles a new thing. So it makes you think you're gonna live for the rest of your life until you retire to get money off of that. Like if you're 50 years old, nobody's gonna watch your Vines. Like that's just not gonna happen.
What's like really crazy is the fact that like we see Instagram and Twitter now, but like why do I feel like when we get old there's gonna be something new? Like
there definitely is, and that's gonna be the cycle. But
I'd be like telling my kids, "Shut up! Instagram was the shit."
But for right now, it's at the point where like it's gonna be a different app, but it's gonna be the same shit over and over. Like what else can you add at this point? Yeah. Unless they make some new shit like some
futuristic stuff,
like some real crazy shit. Like
I can go in the picture with them if I list it.
Until they make some revolutionary shit to like that you can make new material, it's gonna be text posts, video posts, photo posts, add friends, likes.
But like press the arrow to the side if you want to be included in this video. Really? Yeah. Just press it. You can put yourself right in it. Like, oh, cool.
Because Snapchat was strictly a messaging app.
Yeah.
It was just straight send, and then like you had like a day to like keep it on you, and after that like it was just gone forever. Yeah. Then they started adding like, oh, you could put a story. So it was like, oh, it's kind of like Instagram now where you have a feed. Then they started throwing like professional pages like where you can have ESPN on there, like all this such like Comedy Central have pages.
And it's just like I can feel like Snapchat's gonna
and now
go
you
down in like a few more like couple years. It's gonna stop.
Right now, it's the main one that's popping off because they're like adding a lot, but like not. And then they added memories.
Yeah, it's almost like
the one thing that they did add that was tough was the photo thing, like the dots where you can scan it.
Oh yeah,
that's that's some new shit that they added, but like nobody really uses it. It's just like, oh, what's your username? I'm just gonna add you. Mm-hmm. What you gonna say? I'll cut you off.
No, it's like the thing with Instagram is like it's almost how like it's Facebook. Like it's there, and people love it, and people will always see it. But it's like sometimes like Instagram is just Instagram, and then you gotta get something that's like kind of different, something that just like isn't Instagram, because everybody knows what Instagram's about. Everybody knows what that's. So then when you see something like Snapchat, and you're like, yo, all right, let me just do something like a little bit more fun, because like Snapchat had pictures on Instagram that were taken from Snapchat. So it's like, oh, people go on Snapchat because they realize like sometimes like Instagram could just be like a little just like too dry at some point. But again, I think always love it.
I think Instagram's gonna fall first though. Like you see how they got desperate, how like they added the Snap story.
That is true.
That's some desperation shit when you copy up like blatantly.
You know what really is? We need to talk about though, like phones, because I don't see where the iPhone is going at this point. Steve Jobs. Last good update, iOS 7. Have you seen? Did you see the jump from like before iOS 7 to like after? It was before iOS 7. There was the YouTube app installed into the iPhone with like the TV type shit. And then this shit blew the fuck up in one update like crazy. And after that, they just like iOS 7 was Siri. Yeah.
What other crazy thing has come after before Siri? We're on iOS 10 now. Nothing. All they did was just change like.
You have like the
folders,
the Touch ID,
Touch ID thing.
It's like that was probably kind of like the only like cool thing. You don't have to like.
The 3 updates later, and like 3 phones later, 2 phones later, they still haven't perfected because I do that shit and it takes me like 12 touches.
Yo, I hate that. That's the worst.
So they're getting really corny with it. The only thing new that I think is tough that like nobody uses is the iHome thing where you can control your home from your phone. But how many people have that shit?
Yeah, no one really has that. You gotta realize from a point of view that like other people they like that have that stuff, and they're just not. I'm just saying, like, that's what I think is gonna happen. Like, eventually they're just gonna make a phone that it doesn't have no type of different updates, nothing. It's just gonna the phone's just gonna look different in general. Like, oh, where's the new the stuff that you guys adding? Oh God, dang it! We gotta tell them now.
Apple's getting desperate too. They freaking we made text bigger. Oh, you can draw now, send little messages. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
I'm using Word Art now from Microsoft. I'm basically using Word Art.
Using Paint on your messaging. Like, nigga.
That used to be the shit.
Sorry, I keep using weird words. But Apple. Multiple caller FaceTime. That's all we want. that's one thing that like people like freak out about. But like no, they're taking shit away now. And now it's like, oh, you can't have a headphone jack.
They're gonna do that shit when they're like on the lowest of lowest. They're like, look, we don't have anything else. What are we gonna give to them? I think it's time. Take out plan A or plan Z. Remember SpongeBob plan Z?
It's like Z. It's like Z, the letter after Y. It's like Y. W X Y Z. It's right there.
Like, oh God, that's like their secret plan. It's just like right. It has like one like little paper in there, and it just says it with a big picture. Multiple FaceTime. That's it. I think you guys know what we have to do.
Yeah.
May God have mercy on us all.
Yeah, people are saying like, freaking, damn, I keep coughing. Steve Jobs was an asshole, whatever. But that mother, like he did what he had to do, and he did that shit well. Like now they're just releasing bigger iPads and just like bullshit.
It's just stupid. Like the iPad like section of it and stuff like that. It's just stupid.
Now there's an iPad Pro. Now there's a big. They got a fucking stylus joint for the iPad. Yeah, it costs $100.
What the? Like they don't already have enough money. Like I don't understand.
Like what's stopping me from getting a $10 one from GameStop or like Best Buy, and just doing that shit there? The only thing that's different from any, I keep coughing.
I mean, I was like that a few seconds ago, and I called myself to stop.
The only different from the stylus that other people make and the one that Apple does, you get a little bit of charge. And it's like a 15-minute charge, which is it's not worth $100. For that, I just buy the freaking power banks that they have, or keep my charger on me.
Exactly. I just don't understand it. Like
another thing they can add is wireless charging, because Samsung's been doing it for a minute.
Oh yeah, true.
Where you just put your shit like on a lamp and
shit just charges. My brother just got something like that too. He got it in the mail. He was a couple like months ago before like it was like in August or something. He got like the new not the new but the Samsung I believe Edge I believe.
The X. I mean it's a
it was one of the like the edge with the side and shit of it.
I mean, but there's like an S6 edge and there's an S7
oh yeah,
edge.
I think it was S6.
Yeah, that's
S7
what my mom
at the
has.
time didn't like come out exactly.
Because they have a regular one and then they have an edge where you can kind of see on the side. But like if you get a case, you can't even see that shit.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, we got that. I remember they were offering stuff like the whole deal with like the charger and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, you gotta charge the wireless thing, but like once that's charged and everything, you can take that wherever you want, and then you just put it somewhere and it just charges. That's like, wow, pretty good. Yeah. You know what's really have been chilling though? Like besides all this like crazy phone and like app stuff, like like the systems, like game systems. Yeah. They're kind of chilling. Like there's always something where it's like games, like I don't know, they just can never get old in a way. Like of course things are gonna be really similar, but just the fact that like something looks just even a little different for games is like great.
Refreshing.
It's like it's refreshing and great because I mean it's just like like where we came from. We went from Crash Bandicoot, like, and now we're looking at stuff that literally like we can literally put goggles on
and we're in the game.
And we're in the game, like,
and that shit just came out, and it's gonna be the new, like that's gonna be a new thing.
Like that's
personally,
that's
I don't
crazy.
think I wouldn't like. I'm not gonna buy it just because I don't think I would use it that much. I think that shit do really well if you put that shit like in a Dave and Buster's. True. Like you just swipe the shit and you could play like a game of like.
They're gonna have like a big space though for people.
Yeah, I mean, but they have that though, like at gaming conventions. So
yeah,
like I feel like that would do really well there because like how often are you gonna be in your crib like. Especially like for late night, like you're gonna play like at late at night. You're not gonna be like and you got your like little brother in the room or some
Time
shit.
for my late night VR gaming. Oh god!
You like sock your mom in the face because she goes to tell you the dinner's ready. Like,
sweetie, God! Like, oh my god! I think I just hit somebody. But yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting.
Cool shit.
A lot of revolutionary things
coming on.
to change and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think we're gonna end it right here though. I feel like this was a short 30-minute episode, but it was like full of like shit. Yeah. Like I feel like y'all fuck with that more. One thing I want to do, yo, shout out to my man's. Hold up, Brandon Evans. He showed mad fucking love. That's my nigga. He did. If you don't mind me calling him my nigga, that's my dude.
Yeah, I remember that.
He's a real one.
Shout us out, yeah.
Like this man. He showed love. I appreciate that. Yeah. Follow Brandon Evans on Twitter and everything, and like in real life, like like do what he does. Show love. Get yourself a Brandon Evans.
Yeah.
Like
get yourself that can do both.
Who gonna support you in your dreams?
Exactly.
So his Twitter is @B_, capital B_, Terrell TERRELL _Evans. Follow that bull because he's a dope ass dude, and he shows love, and we appreciate that.
That's like the first kind of really like shout out we did.
For real, and I'm happy as hell. Like,
so that just goes to show you right there, like, yo, you shout us out and you show mad love. We might just also just like talk about you too in the podcast and tell what you did to show that okay, we have people that are also like trying to make this even bigger, and from where we started to make sure that other people get to see us and hear about us. So yeah, like do that, and we might even think about just doing that too. Like just
that's real dope though. Like we didn't ask him to do anything. Exactly. Like we didn't ask for him to do shit. And like look, he tweeted, he shouted us out without asking. We don't know this guy. By far my favorite episode. He retweeted one of our episodes. Everyone go check out my boys at real.etcetera. They funny as hell. Like that makes me feel so
right?
dope.
That
like
makes you feel like you got something right on your back.
That somebody fucks with us.
Like yeah, like you just got
something. Like because we sit here and we think of shit and we like try and be creative with the shit, and like we create something and we try and do the best that we can for try to balance our schedules and shit, and like we just do something for the fun of it. And for somebody to get feedback, like that's the best feeling, even if it's negative or like whatever. Just to know that somebody's there and be like, oh yeah, you should do this better, or like I love this.
Constructive criticism, because tell us.
I don't know. I'm constantly thinking like, oh, how can we do this shit better?
Yeah.
Like even like just this week when we posted our last episode, it was the college episode. Mm-hmm. We constantly like we post as soon as we post something, like we post a new episode, we go on Instagram, Twitter, where it's like, oh, check out this episode. I was like, all right, instead of just posting a photo, give people a little bit of like give y'all a little bit of an idea of like what the episode is like or some best parts, and like there's just shit like that.
Yeah.
And if y'all fuck with that, then that's cool. Like it's
shit.
dope.
Also, yeah, podcast wise, but again, we're still working on the whole video thing. We just
Shit's it's a struggle just to get here.
Yeah, it's a struggle to just honestly get the whole podcast thing going and rolling and stuff like that. But for sure, we are trying to do stuff with video.
Everything.
Yeah, with video too and everything. Like, because of course we love doing a podcast and talking to you about.
But this isn't just it.
But we also feel like we also want to give y'all more, so y'all know that we have something else coming up.
We're not just like a fucking Viner who does one thing and they get stuck in that bubble. We do more than one shit.
I do multiple things. It's just stuff has been really a struggle. But
yeah. All right, so Mark, shout yourself out so you get out of here.
Okay, we about to do this. Instagram.
Rapid fire. Let's go.
My guy.
Instagram.
My guy. You can find me at MarkyMark, MARC__MARC_. And yeah, if you want to follow me on Twitter too, that'll be very appreciated at Marzan, all caps, MARXANN. Y'all can do that. All right, I'm out. Vic.
Yeah. Follow me on Instagram, Victor Rivera _ VICTORRIVERA _ The same for Instagram and Twitter.
Ooh.
Etc. shit. Real.etcetera on Twitter, capital R, capital E. Instagram, real.etcetera. Email, real.etcetera@gmail.com.
Bam, bam.
DC4, listen to that shit. John is hot.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, we got more shit on the way.
Sound effects. Bam.
Bound. We out of here.